During the commercial break, Kang let us know you were able to see the video put out by NFL operations of trying to clarify the roughing the passer rule. There's been a lot of criticism of the NFL. It feels very justified to all of us because they've tried to change something that seems fundamental to the game, which is one's ability to tackle a quarterback. And they really, I mean, they're falling short of saying lay them down gently, but they're really trying to protect quarterbacks, and there's been a lot of confusion about roughing the passer. The call that had everybody freaking out was this past weekend when Clay Matthews sacked Alex Smith, and it looked like a perfect, good old-fashioned American sports football tackle. Like there's no other way to put it, and he got flagged for roughing the passer. And the reason why is because he used all his weight to drive the quarterback to the ground. So they put out a video to try and allow the world to see this is what a clean sack of the quarterback is. This is permissible, and this is impermissible. Kang, you've watched the video. There's 8 different sacks, 4 that are impermissible and 4 that are?
Yeah, correct.
And what is the takeaway?
The takeaway is I am more infuriated after watching the video. And what you said was right, Doug. They are fundamentally changing the way you tackle a quarterback in the pocket. That's fact. Okay, this is what I learned from the video. If you are tackling a quarterback and you happen to land on him because that's the straight line you took and that's where your body weight went and gravity took you, that will be a penalty because all your body weight would have landed on the quarterback. If you sack or tackle a quarterback in the pocket and your body weight doesn't all land on him, that is legal. My issue with the legal and illegal videos they showed to show which one was not penalized and which should have been penalized is they weren't trying to avoid their weight landing on the quarterback. That's just happened where their body was landing because of gravity. So now when you take a straight line shot at a quarterback, what you're going to have to mentally do is, remember, when you get there, you have to somehow shift your body weight away from that.
Step to the side.
Exactly. That full sprint you took at the quarterback isn't the same full sprint you would take anymore because you have to remember, you cannot land on the quarterback.
Now,
they basically don't want you to land with your complete body weight on the quarterback anymore.
I'm talking my way through this. So if I am a blitzing linebacker and the Red Sea parts and I come flying through the line of scrimmage, I've got a bullseye on the quarterback and I hit him. And because I was coming in a straight line, I squared up, I drove my shoulder into his chest, I wrapped up by his butt, and I dropped him to the ground. That's going to get me a flag. So I'm going to have to now.
If you land on him, that will get you a flag.
If I land on him, but my momentum is all carrying me that direction.
Exactly.
There's nothing I can
control.
do to stop
Yep.
it.
Mm-hmm.
So now, as I sprint and I'm blitzing and I'm running and I got a clean shot at the quarterback and he's looking off to his right, and here I come and I'm going to be able to drill him. Right before I do, I have to change my angle so that I'm kind of running past him.
Exactly.
And just pull him down as I'm running past him. And I'll go down too, but as long as I land next to him, not on top of him, that's what's considered legal.
Yep, exactly.
This is such bullshit.
Yeah,
oh, boy.
Wow. That's how I feel. They're like I said, they are fundamentally changing the way you're allowed to hit a quarterback. Remember that Jadeveon Clowney hit on Vincent Smith, the running back?
Yes.
Now, I know he was a running back, but had he been a quarterback, that would be a penalty because he came full sprinting and landed his entire body on Vincent Smith. If you're unblocked, you got to be careful. You've got to shift your weight at the last second or come at him in a certain way where you know your entire body weight is not going to land on the quarterback. It's okay if your chest lands on him as long as your legs don't. You know what I mean? They're really emphasizing not landing on the quarterback.
I got to tell you.
They want you to corral him down, but
I give him credit, okay, because I give him credit for putting videos out there. Here's an example of what we now deem as a legal hit and an illegal hit, because they need to change the way that we as a football audience, as the way the defensive players play, the way coaches coach, they have to change the way we're all programmed. But after years and years and years and years and years of everybody watching football, this is incredibly difficult to adjust to.
I think that the problem is that we're learning this process as it goes on.
Yep.
If this were done in an appropriate way in the off season where we could all understand it, I think we might be able to get. I think we might be able to get on board with it more. I understand what they're trying to do in protecting the quarterbacks. I think their explanation of it sucks. I think, I was talking to King during the break. I believe in wrestling, and I'm not talking pro wrestling. I'm talking real wrestling, like Greco-Roman style wrestling where you do suplexes. You pick up your opponent. You can throw them to the ground as long as you hit the ground first. And I feel like that's what's going on with the NFL, and maybe this is what really has to be emphasized. Quarterbacks are different because they're vulnerable. They're sitting ducks. They're going to get hit when they're not expecting it. They're prone. They're throwing a football. They want to protect those guys. The second they take off and run, game off. That's a whole different set of rules. They're a running back. But while this is the place, this is how we're going to protect them. You hit a quarterback while he's in the pocket or in the act of throwing, you have to hit the ground first, I think is really what they need to change it to. Make it real simple so everybody understands it that way. Hit him as hard as you want, legally, without using a helmet, but when you take him down, you hit the ground first.
The only thing I'd say is they did do this in the offseason. They did do it before the season. We just haven't reacted. The teams haven't reacted. The league hasn't reacted. I just think it's stupid. I think at some point we're getting to the point where you're going to be gently laying quarterbacks down. Let's go to Brett in Brighton. Hi, Brett.
How are you guys?
What's up?
My question is this. How long do you think it's going to take before it's the rule is just two-hand touch? When a linebacker breaks through, you got two hands on him and then he's down.
I would have thought that where we are right now is ridiculous. And so what you're saying sounds ridiculous to me, but then again, at the end of the day, there's been a lot that I've thought is ridiculous. And
I just think that's where it's going, and it's sad because, it's might as well watch soccer.
We've retweeted the video. Well, soccer's great, but we've retweeted the video. If you want to see it on our Twitter account, at Doug and Gator 971,